Hey Leo, thanks for visiting. And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe or leave a comment. If you'd like to, you don't have to, I don't mind. I'm just happy for you to listen. And I'm going to start your reading right now for Leo. So, the first card you have for your past is the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, look how nurturing and caring she is. So, you know, I think you were taking care of yourself. I think you're really trying to take care of yourself, really trying to nurture yourself. That probably sounds a bit cringy, I know, but I think this was something that you realised you had to do. You had to. It was important for you. Maybe it was important for your mental health to do that. This was something you had to do. You weren't doing this before, but you realised suddenly that you needed to do this. You needed to take care of yourself. I think you might have also been trying to get over someone as well. And I think maybe for a long time you might have been telling yourself to stop missing someone, which never works. I mean, you can never tell yourself, stop missing that person, get them out of my head. They're not going to just suddenly get out of your head, are they? So, but you were very anxious about this. It was like you were trying to force yourself to stop missing someone. There was a lot of effort. You're trying to push this. You're trying to really force yourself to change what was in your head and in your heart. And obviously it just wasn't working. And I think you're very strong, and I think you do try to push a lot of things, definitely in the workplace, in other areas. You're very forceful, and when it comes to love, when it comes to emotions, it just doesn't work like that. And I think, you know, then you realise that you just needed to try to let things go. You know, maybe one day you just said something like, you know, well, it is what it is. If I miss someone, I miss someone. You know, I might get over it tomorrow. I might get over it next year. It might take a little bit longer. I don't know. But whatever happens, happens. I can't do anything about it. So I've just got to try and let it go. And I think, you know, your heart still felt what it felt, of course, and I think you knew you had a bumpy road to go down as well. But after you kind of made up your mind to take care of yourself, I think there was a lot more ease around you after that. You were kinder to yourself, and that was really starting to help. That's what really started to help you, I think. And yeah, if this resonates with you, I'm really glad that that's what you decided to do. You just wanted to take better care of yourself, like this queen's taking care of this coin. Yeah, again, you're the kind of person who likes to be strong. You try to be really, really strong because you're Leo, and people probably look up to you and expect you to be strong as well. And I think, you know, for a long time you were efforting, you were trying, but you know, maybe it felt as if you were just living from day to day. Maybe you were just keeping your head above water. And I don't think many people, or maybe even no people, knew that this is how you're feeling inside of yourself, because people see you as strong, and you like to be strong as well, or seem strong. But yeah, I think after that, yeah, you just surrendered, and you were probably exhausted from all this effort anyway. So this is something you needed. This is something you needed to do. And again, you know, you won't be like this for long. You won't be like this for long. You won't be in this resting state forever. You can't be. You'll get back into action. You can't sit still for long. So what's a stit? You can't sit still. You can't sit still, I'm trying to say. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, you're not the sort of person who can just sit there resting. You have to be doing things. You have to be achieving things. But yeah, you just needed this. You just needed this. Now, I don't know if you were able to actually take any time off work or not. But even if you weren't able to, you were just taking time out of your mind. You were taking time out of pushing yourself, forcing things. You're just kind of saying, well, I'm just, I'm going to do whatever I have to do in my day-to-day life. I'm going to do my work, I'm going to do this and that, but I'm not going to push everything. I'm just going to just do what I need to do, take a rest in my head, and then when it's, the weekend, when it's time to have the time off, I'm going to have that time off, and I'm just going to relax a bit. I might watch a movie, I might do something just fun, just something for me. And that's what I was seeing you were doing, and I'm really, really glad you were. So the next card you have, sorry about that, people who are on earphones, earbuds, headphones, whatever you call it. The next card you have for your past is the King of Swords. So I think, the King of Swords, he has his great big sword, he's cutting things out that aren't needed. He's a very practical king. He's a very, he uses his brain, he doesn't use his emotions at all. And I think to give this time to yourself, to give this gift of time to yourself, and give this gift of taking care of yourself to yourself, if that makes sense, you had to cut out a lot of practical things out of your life for a while. I think you might have even had to disappoint some people. You might have promised that you'd do things, or maybe not promised, it might have been that some people expected you to do this and that and whatever, and you just had to say to them, I'm sorry, I need as much time to myself as I can right now, I'm exhausted, and so I can't do this, I can't do that. I am seeing you saying no to a few people actually. And you're usually very, very, very busy. I keep on seeing that. I keep on seeing you pushing yourself. That's what I'm seeing all through this. But there were some things that you just had to let go of for a while. And I actually think some of these things that you're cutting out at this time might stay out, because I think this was part of a process that you were going through, of sorting through what you didn't want in your life, what was not good for you, and what you did want. And I think at the end of this process, when things are a bit calmer, you're going to have more space in your life for the things that you truly love, not for things that are expected of you. You're going to have more time for things that are truly you. Because I think there's an image of you that a lot of people have of a kind of a go-getter, someone who's capable, someone who's able to do a lot of things. And you are capable, you know that, but that doesn't mean that you can do all of things. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you have to do it. And just because someone expects you to do something doesn't mean you have to do it either. You don't have to say yes to everything. And I think this is what you're gradually coming to realize, that you had to kind of channel things into a smaller and narrow path that were just a few things that were right for you. It's a bit like decluttering, getting rid of rubbish in your drawers, in your house, in your cupboards. Lots and lots of, I have stuff in my cupboards I haven't used for a year. Do I need them? No, I probably need to get rid of them. And so I think that's what you had to do at this time. You're getting rid of things that you were saying yes to, that you really should have been saying no to. And in that way, that was streamlining your mind and getting it ready to put in the things that you did really want to do. And this process wasn't easy, of course, because I think, it did come out of missing someone, but I think you knew that this was for the best, that you were going through this for the best. And you probably still are going through this process. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your past is the Hierophant. Again, don't be hard on yourself. Don't keep on pushing, because I'm seeing you maybe saying something to yourself like, something like, I'm strong, I'll push forward, I know I'll be back to my full strength, but when will I? I want it to happen now. So, even though you were trying to let go, and there were times where you were able to let go properly, 100%, you were able to be kind to yourself, I think these feelings were kind of coming up and down in waves. It's like you going through a time of like, oh yes, I'm going to take care of myself, I'm going to rest, I know this is what I need to do. you'd rest for a while, and then you'd be feeling like, oh no, I can't be doing that, I can't be sitting still, I have to do this, I have to do that, this looks lazy, this looks terrible, no, 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 when am I going to feel better, when am I going to get this out of my head? And you start going back to how you were before you started to take care of yourself in the Queen of Pentacles. So you're going backwards and forwards a little bit in waves. Things were going up and down, up and down. And I think it's going to be like this for a while. You'll be feeling as if things are starting to get better, and then you'll have a setback. But each time you have a setback, I think the negative feelings, or these bad feelings, these panicky feelings, are going to start to fade away. I think each time will be better than the last time, if that makes sense. And yeah, each time it's going to start fading away. It is going to fade. It's going to take time, but it is going to fade. So again, don't be angry with yourself for not bouncing back quickly. Keep on coming back to this feeling of needing to take care of yourself, letting things go, stopping panicking, because it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And that's how you're going to bounce back, by taking care of yourself. It's going to happen when you're ready, spiritually and emotionally. And taking care of yourself is how you're going to get there spiritually and emotionally, if that makes sense. The Hierophant can be about organized religion sometimes, and it can be about doing the so-called right thing, following rules, all of that kind of thing. For now, for you, doing the right thing isn't about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, what do people expect of me? No. It's doing the right thing for you is resting. To stopping being hard on yourself, if that makes sense. It's not to keep pushing yourself or being hard on yourself. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Again, resting, taking care of yourself is going to get you to where you want to go, not pushing. So every time you're tempted to push, every time you get those anxious feelings, just think of that. Just keep on thinking of that if this is resonating with you. So the first card you have for your present is the Five of Wands. So yes, this card can be about competition. And it is definitely in your nature to be competitive, not in a bad way. It's not that you want to be better than other people or anything like that, but you do like to be achieving things. And yes, sometimes you do look at other people and you see where they are and you see where you are, and that's fine. Everyone does that a bit, I think. I think you'd be lying if you said you never did that. It's human nature. But I think that while you're going through this process, you might have to stop doing that for a while, because I think that might be fueling this anxiety with these kind of moods going up and down, with feeling like you have to be doing everything. I think eventually you're going to realize that you've been running in a few races that might not have been the right races for you to be in, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is, this process is going to gradually make you realize that some of these races that you've been running in, some of these things you've been doing, might be for other people, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. They might be for other people's expectations of you. So think about what you want to achieve and how you want to be, and what your own expectations of yourself are. Your expectations. Ask yourself, when you come to do each thing, when you feel that anxious feeling, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Ask yourself, is this for me? Is this for what I expect of myself? Is this for my expectations, or is it for someone else's expectations? So keep on asking yourself these questions as you go through this process. And, don't be angry. I'm not saying that you're a great, big, horrible show-off or anything like that. But some of your achievements have gotten you a lot of praise. And, praise is a great thing, of course. There's nothing wrong with praise. It's a good thing. But maybe think about whether you're following praise at the expense of what you truly want to do, because you might find that what you want to do doesn't give you any praise when you find the true thing that you want to do. Could be more than one thing, but you might find that it doesn't give you any praise. And if that resonates, if this resonates with you, you're going to have to be prepared for following something that doesn't give you that praise. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, my parents said to me, oh, you should be a lawyer, you should do this, you should be a lawyer, you'd be really good, you talk all the time. and you can express yourself well, and that's what you should do. And there's a lot of money in that. Go do that, go do that. And I didn't want to do that. I want to do art. And when you're doing art, when you're doing a painting, which is what I do, I paint and I draw as well. When you're doing art, nobody's there to praise you. You're by yourself in your studio, in a room or wherever, and you're just painting, and you just have to make your own decisions. You have to say, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this where I want it to go? Is this what I want it to look like? Is this what I'm trying to say? Is this what this is supposed to mean? Is this conveying the meaning of what I want to put out? I want this painting to mean this. Does it mean this? Is it saying that? Or is it kind of saying something else? You know, is it to this? Is it to that? Is this color right? Is that how I want this to look? And so you need to ask yourself all of these questions. You don't have anyone else asking you that. You don't have anyone else praising you or condemning you or whatever they're doing. So this, I'm not saying that you want to paint. I don't know what you want to do, but this thing that you do want to do might be something where you don't get all of that praise. And I think that's going to be an adjustment for you if that's what's resonating with you. So just be prepared for that. So the next card you have your present is the 5 of Cups. So yeah, you're obviously, this person's very down. He's very sad. So you're still going to be missing this person, I think. And again, don't be so hard on yourself. You're not going to bounce back overnight. That's normal. That's fine. I know that you're a high achiever. I know you like to get things done, but love's different. The heart's different. You can't put your heart into a spreadsheet. You can't put your heart into a program and say, I'll do that much by that time, and then by that time it's finished and then it'll be over. No, you can't do that. It's the heart, it's love. So you've just got to be kind to yourself, which is what you already started to do, and just let it take its course. And again, I keep on seeing this need for attention and praise again. So please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're some kind of narcissist that craves attention all the time. I'm not saying you're anything horrible like that. But I think this person who you're missing, and obviously you separated for a reason, or you broke up for a reason, but you might just be missing the feeling of getting attention from them. You probably miss just having them there, having them next to you, sitting next to you, hugging you, next to you, the feeling of them. You might be missing them texting you good night or good morning, just being there when you needed. Whenever you needed them, you could text them, you could talk to them, you could message them, you could say, oh, I'm just feeling like this, I just wanted to talk to you, and they'd be there. So that might be what you're missing. So if you start to go down that track of missing them again, and you will, because I'm seeing a lot of ups and downs as you go through this process, maybe just think about this. Is it them, or is this what I shared with them that I'm missing? Am I missing that contact, or am I missing them? Now, I don't know if this is going to help, it might not, but it might help you. It might help you to take the focus the focus off them and on that contact. And if it is the contact that you miss, you might have to go and find that contact in other ways. Go and reach out to other people, go and talk to other people, do something nice for them, reach out, make a phone call. There must be some other people who, your loved ones, your relatives, your friends. Just say to them, look, I'm going through this at this time. I really need people. Can you just call me every other morning, or just every day? Just do a text and say, how are you? Just so I can have that contact. Those little things are going to really help you. And if this is what's happening, if this is what's resonating with you. The last card you have your present is the 3 of Swords, yes. So yeah, what a card to have after the 5 of Cups. Oh, 2 terrible cards. So I know this is going to sound a bit harsh. Okay, so I don't think there was any real foundation underpinning this relationship. That's what I'm seeing. These swords, they're obviously all pointing downwards. They're pointing toward the earth, but they're not in the earth. They're up in the air. They're not stuck in the earth. So I know this hurts. If this is all resonating, you're still going through all of this. But once you come out of the other end of this process, you're going to see this very clearly. You're going to see all of that. You're going to see that there was nothing underpinning this. There was no foundation under this relationship. I think there might have been someone, maybe a friend or a relative, who knew this, who saw this, maybe. And, I'm just seeing someone trying to tell you what they saw in this relationship, or they might have tried to even warn you. But I don't think you saw that at the time. You might have just seen them as someone who was coming between you and your partner, because the middle sword in this card looks as if it's coming between the other two swords. So maybe that's how you saw this person, and you might have even fallen out with them. I don't know if you did or not, but you really didn't welcome what they had to say. But I think that now maybe you could see this. You can see that there was a lot of truth in what they were saying, and I don't know if you're in contact with this friend or this relative, but I think if you did talk to them, this person, whoever this is, they wouldn't say "I told you so." They definitely wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say anything like that. They'd be really kind and understanding, I think. So if you feel that you can reach out to this person, obviously don't do this if this is too raw, if you don't feel ready to talk about this situation. But if you do feel ready, I think this person would really like to hear from you. They don't hold any grudges, I can see that. I don't think there'd be any problem with you contacting them at all. So if you do feel ready, if you don't feel ready now, don't do that. But when you do, I think you should contact them. I think they'd like to talk to you. And I think this might be one of these people who fill this gap that you're feeling, that make up this feeling, this empty feeling. There might be someone who talks to you every now and again, who you can go to, what I was seeing in the Five of Cups. So yeah, the first card you have for your future is the King of Wands. So yeah, I think you might actually be starting to get back in touch with a lot of people again at this time. Not just this person I was seeing in the Three of Swords, but other people as well, people who you might have lost contact with. This is really good. This is exactly the right time for you to do this. This is what you need to be doing. And yeah, you're a natural leader, I think, definitely at work. And in other areas as well. And for a long time, I think you were so busy working on things, pushing yourself, pushing things, being that leader, that you've also been going through this difficult process this time where you really didn't feel like yourself. But being a leader can be a bit lonely. It can be a lonely place to be sometimes. And I think maybe I'm just getting this feeling that some people might have wanted to contact you for a while, but maybe they didn't quite know how to speak to you, or they didn't quite know what to say to you. So I think that if you do want to get back into contact with these people, you might have to be the one that makes the first move, I think. I'm just seeing you, yeah, you're someone who can be really, really focused a lot of the time. And sometimes when you're really focused, it can give off a kind of a go-away vibe to people. So, if you want to approach someone, say if you're in the street and you want to ask someone something, directions or something, you're not going to approach someone with their head stuck on top of their phone, and you're not going to approach someone who's you're looking at a book. You're going to approach someone who is kind of walking up to you, or they're kind of about to walk past you, and they're looking upwards and they're about to look you in the eye. You're more likely to approach them. So because you were so focused on everything and efforting and making an effort and pushing and everything, you were giving off this vibe that you didn't want to talk to people, I think. So I think now's the time to open up. Now's the time to open up and talk to people. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is Strength. Yeah, I'm really, really happy to see this card. Being Leo, this is about you. And this is about you starting to come back into yourself. This is just starting to happen to you now. This is what I was seeing in the Five of Wands, I think. You had to release some control by sitting back a bit and taking better care of yourself. And that's how you are going to get back into control, if that makes sense. and you probably won't be completely back to your old self, or maybe I should say your new self. This is a long process that you're going through, but things are going to be better for you. Things are going to look a lot better for you at this time. You know, this woman's in control of this lion. It's almost eating out of her hand, but not because she's being mean and horrible to it, or she's forcing it to do anything, but because she's being kind to it. So that's why I was saying being kind to yourself gave you better control of your life. And I'm also seeing something here that I saw in your last reading. I think I did anyway. Manifestation. This woman has, you know, she has red roses all around her, and this can symbolize a manifestation. She also has the infinity symbol above her head, which is also obviously in the Magician card, and the Magician is the ultimate manifester. So this might be the time when you start to manifest all of these things and these situations that you've been wanting to manifest, because I don't think you would have been ready to start doing this before, when you had your head down and you're making this effort, because you weren't seeing clearly what you truly wanted to manifest. You had to go through this process of what I've seen in the Five of Wands to think about what you truly wanted before you're ready. So yeah, if this is resonating, you're still going through this process, but you're a lot further down the track now, if that makes sense. You'll be able to see things now a lot more clearly. You're coming into seeing, who am I? I know who I am. What do I want? I know what I want now. I know what I truly want, not just what other people tell me to want, what I want. And that is when you are ready to manifest. That's the perfect time to manifest. Fantastic. The last card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. So yes, this is the time when your energy is starting to come back, but be a bit careful to tame this energy, which is what the Strength card can be about as well, taming your emotions, taming your energy. And you know, just be careful to think a bit carefully before you start rushing off again and doing a million things. I don't want you to go back to where you were before you went to nurturing yourself, going back into rushing around. Still keep in mind that you need to be kind to yourself, you need to be calm to get your life under control. You've learned a lot, but you don't want to go back to where you were. Look at this Knight of Wands. He's trying to tame this, you know, he's trying to rush ahead, but this horse is jumping up all over the place. It's jumping up and down. It's not in control at all. So direct this energy carefully. Direct it into things that are right for you, into things that are right for the new you, not the old you that used to follow everyone's praise, the new you. Could direct your energy into the right place. Don't let it get out of control. Don't start to panic again, which is what you used to do. That's what I'm seeing. So Leo, I hope this resonated. As you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone, but again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe, or leave a comment if you would like to. Thank you so much for watching.